Hello everyone. Welcome to another video. In this video I'll be explaining the long ball counter playstyle in details. I'll also be sharing how you can control possession playing with the long ball counter playstyle. Most of us don't control possession in the long ball counter playstyle and focus more on just spamming through passes and long balls. Look at this stats above. This is not possession gameplay. This is the long ball counter gameplay. You can see how I controlled possession using the long ball counter playstyle, having a 65% possession advantage over my opponent. The long ball counter is a tactics where a team waits in a defensive position, often deeper than a quick counter, and then quickly transitions into an attack when they regain possession. So in this video I'll be explaining how to control possession and the effects of controlling possession in the long ball counter playstyle. I'll also give effective tips on what to do when attacking, when defending, and when you gain back possession or when you lose possession. So in details I'll break down the long ball counter playstyle defending phase and the attacking phase, so just make sure you watch the video until the end without skipping any parts so you can get the full long ball counter playstyle explanation in detail. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications so you can get more of the next upcoming informative and helpful contents from the channel on eFootball 25. Now let's get started. First of all, let's talk about controlling the game in long ball counter playstyle and its effects. Controlling the game also requires understanding your formation and players' movements. So I'll be using my formation as reference to these explanations, which is the 4-2-2 formation. And this is my players' playstyles in each positions. In the fullback positions, I use Cafu, who is an attacking fullback, as right back, and then I use Lilian Thuram, a defensive fullback, as left back. And then in the center-back positions, I use Maldini with a defensive fullback playstyle and Klaus with a build-up playstyle. In the defensive midfield positions, I pair up Frank Rijkaard with the destroyer playstyle and Beckenbauer with an orchestrator playstyle. And then in the attacking midfield positions, I use Luis Figo, who is a whole player, and Messi with the prolific winger playstyle. And lastly, in the center-forward positions I use Samuel Eto'o and Kylian Mbappe with the goal poacher playstyle. I'm also playing with Simone Inzaghi with the speed and finishing booster, and my individual instructions tactics is anchoring on both CS and remaining slots for tight marking opponent players when necessary. Please note that you don't have to use my formation or same players selections to achieve this. So if you have different formations or players selection, that doesn't matter. Now let's talk about the players movement in the long ball counter playstyle. When attacking in the long ball counter playstyle would be the first thing I'll be talking about. So it says that when attacking, players spread out to enable you to effectively use long passes to set up attacks. Even players far away from the ball holder will actively look for opportunities to rush behind the opposition's backline to create scoring opportunities. Now let's see how this looks like in the game. I'll first of all show you an explanation of these in the training session. So now let's see my players' movements when I'm building attack from the back. Now you can see here, when my defender have the ball, my DMF Beckenbauer, who's an orchestrator, drops deep to receive the ball. And then when Beckenbauer receives the ball, my second DMF Rijkaard, who's a destroyer, was available to also receive the ball. But you can see that unlike Beckenbauer, he's not coming too close to receive the ball, which means he distanced himself a little bit waiting for a long pass. Now you can see when Rijkaard receives the ball, my attacking midfielders and center forwards stayed up front waiting for long through passes. Controlling possession refers to a strategy where a team maintains the ball for extended periods, limiting the opponent's opportunities to attack. This is often achieved through short passing, good positional play, and creating numerical advantages in restricted areas of the field. Now when Rijkaard have the ball, my attacking midfielders and center forwards stayed up front waiting for long balls. The truth is that, if I spam long balls unnecessarily, opponent players will easily intercept my passes and stop my counter-attacks. So you can see because of that, I have to control possession by holding onto the ball a little bit with Rijkaard than one of the AMF, which is Messi drops deep to receive the ball. You can also see when Messi received the ball, my CFs stayed up front waiting for long passes. Now this is the reason. why you need to control possession by holding onto the ball for a while in order to create deadly chances to make long passes to the CFs. You can see when the defensive midfielders have the ball, attacking midfielders and center forwards stayed up front and dashing into spaces to receive a long through pass to create scoring opportunities. When you control possession, it will also give you an opportunity to attack your opponents unaware, because when you hold onto the ball, your opponent will focus more on your midfielders and forgetting your attackers who stayed up front, which will give you an opportunity to make a long pass to your attackers to easily penetrate into the opponent penalty area. You can also see my players' movements when my CF have the ball. Look at Messi dashing into spaces to create scoring opportunities. You can also see my attacking fullback was already on the flank side, and then my defensive midfielders were also available to receive passes. Now you can see my players' movements when building attack from the back, and the reason why controlling possession is also very important and effective. Just hold onto the ball for a while to make your players be in the right position to receive the ball. Now let's see how I apply this in online matches. You can see how I'm controlling possession by holding onto the ball, and then you can also see how my opponent focused on the DMF. Then I made a long through pass to my CFs to easily attack my opponent unaware. In long ball counter, when attacking, the attackers will dash forward and stay up front to receive long through passes or lofted passes, and controlling possession allows you to make the right passes and also help you counter-attack your opponents unaware. You can see how I control the game by holding onto the ball for a while to make the right decision, and you can also see my opponents focus more on my midfielders, which gives me the chance to make long through ball to my attackers up front. Now let's see the players' movements when defending in the long ball counter playstyle. So it says that when defending, players form a deep sitting defensive line near the goal and defend from there. Now let's see how this looks like in the game. I'll first of all show you an explanation of these in the training session. Now you can see when opponent is attacking, all players drops deep to defend, including the midfielders. But the players won't press the opponent until you manually press by yourself. So when defending, the defenders and midfielders will drop back to defend. All players compact in the box 18, but they won't pressure opponent until you command them to do so. As you can see, all my defenders and midfielders drops to defend, but they are not pressing my opponent, which means all players will stay compact in the box 18. Now let's see how this looks in online matches. Now look at when opponent was attacking. My defenders and midfielders drops deep into my box 18 to defend. You can also see they stay compact and did not press my opponent until I controlled them to do so. So when defending in the long ball counter playstyle, your defenders and midfielders will all drop deep to defend, and they will defend in a compact manner. They won't press your opponent until you command them to do so. In the long ball counter playstyle, there are two different players' movements that depends on the player position. Number 1 is the player's movement and position after gaining possession. So it says after stealing possession deep inside your own half, your players rush forward into open spaces, enabling you to orchestrate a quick counter-attack. Now let's see how this looks like in the game. I'll first of all show you an explanation of these in the training session. So here, when I gain back possession, you can see my attackers start making runs immediately possession was regained. My attacking midfielders and center forwards immediately started dashing to the opposition half to start a counter-attack. Now this is the perfect time to make use of long through passes and lofted passes. When possession is regained, players will make quick transition from defense to attack. The attackers will immediately dash into free spaces to attack. Now let's see how this looks in online matches. Just as you can see, when possession was regained, players make quick transition from defense to attack. And this is the best time to make use of long through passes and lofted passes. The way you build up attack when possession is regained in your half is different to how you build up attack from the back. And remember, when building attack from the back, you should control possession. But when opponent attacks and you gain possession in your half, you should take advantage of the player's transition and build attack with long through passes, weighted passes and lofted passes. The reason why the build-up playing patterns are different is because when you are building attack from the back, Your attacking midfielders and center forwards will stay up front waiting for long passes, so you have to control possession to make the right passing decisions. But when opponent is attacking, your midfielders will drop deep to also defend, and when possession is regained, they will immediately start dashing forwards to receive long through balls in order to start a deadly counter-attack. Number 2 is the player's movement and position after losing possession. So it says after losing possession, players sprint back to their own half and line up in a defensive formation. So when attacking in the opposition half and possession was lost, the players will dash back, the midfielders and defenders will dash back deep into the box 18 to form a defensive line. You can see how my midfielders are dashing back. You can also see they are not pressing the opponent, and they focus on only rushing back to defend and gain back possession in order to start a quick counter-attack. Now let's talk about the advantages and disadvantages of the long ball counter playstyle. The advantages of the long ball counter playstyle is that it has a direct and quick transition. It also allows to easily exploit spaces and then improves the defensive ability of the team. The disadvantages of the long ball counter playstyle is that if you focus only on making long through passes and the opponent has strong defenders and good pressing strategy, the long passes can be easily intercepted, and then players with low stamina might also get tired faster due to runnings from defense to attack, and then the deep and compact defense line might make you struggle against opponents who play possession gameplay style. So that's it about the long ball counter playstyle, how to control possession, and the importance of controlling possession in the long ball counter playstyle. Thanks for watching guys, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications so you can get more of the next upcoming informative and helpful contents from the channel on eFootball 25. And if you're new to the channel, you should also go through the channel to get other informative and helpful videos like attacking and defending tutorials, formation tactics and strategies, full explanation, players progression trainings, players and managers review, and other informative and helpful contents. And then if there's anything you don't understand and you want me to explain or make a video about, kindly let me know in the comments below. Stay safe guys, catch y'all later in the next video.